currently offers two families of shotguns to the American market. The budget-minded A300 and the top of the line A400 shotguns. Beretta also sells the 1301 and the A350, but the 1301 is just a A400 in tactical furniture, basically, and the A350 is just a A300 with a 3.5-inch chamber. Within the A300 and especially the A400 families, Beretta offers a diverse lineup of configurations for everything from upland hunting to sporting clays and just about everything in between. This video will only compare the A400 to the A300 families of shotguns because that's currently what Beretta sells to the American market. If you want in-depth comparisons of Beretta versus other shotguns, please subscribe and watch my video titled Beretta versus Benelli semi-auto shotguns. It's a great video. Well, it was an absolutely great couple hours this morning of hunting. I think by 2007, the semi-auto shotgun market was really evolving. Ammunition was really changing everything from shot to wad technology. Choke design was changing, and barrel technology was really changing at that time. First of all, it became known that longer tapered choke tubes patterned better. Also, the use of non-toxic shot shells was sweeping the hunting world on an international level, and Beretta wanted a choke tube that was strong enough to handle the stresses of steel shot without resorting to thicker, heavier barrels. So the Optima HP choke system was born, and Beretta decided to design a new shotgun barrel around that new choke tube. The previous model 391 was a great, reliable shotgun, but it wasn't perfect. And rather than tweaking the 391, Beretta decided to build something just totally different. Beretta wanted a shotgun that was faster than the SX3, easier to clean than any of their other previous gas guns, had the lowest recoil of any semi-auto shotgun on the market, and had the best barrel in the business. The result of that was the A400. The A400 system was designed with the action bars and spring in the front, so it's just super easy to clean. I could clean A400 in less than half the time it took to clean the older 390 and 391 series shotguns. And the gas piston design on the A400s also stays clean a hell of a lot longer than the 390 and the 391 ever did. And the new kickoff systems on the A400s really reduce recoil drastically, in my opinion. The A400 is the softest shooting shotgun I've ever owned. I'm serious about that too. The A400 was also designed with a rotating bolt and an improved feed design in it called the blink system, making it pretty much the fastest semi-auto shotgun ever made at the time. The barrel is also offered with a lengthened forcing cone in it. So it's like having a custom coned and backboard barrel straight from the factory. And Beretta's always had a really good reputation for their barrels. The A400 was released to the European market in 2008 and started hitting the shelves in America in 2009. It was instantly popular in the global market, but it took a couple years to gain a following in the United States because the Beretta 390 and 391, there was a lot of Beretta 391 and 390 purists out there that just felt that the A400 was totally unnecessary because those older 390s and 391s were just so reliable, that those old 390s and 391s were were used as rental shotguns at just about every shooting range and gun club and hunting reserve around the world. Those older Beretta 390 and 391 shotguns had such a great reputation for reliability that it was hard for Beretta owners to justify buying a new A400, especially since the A400 was so expensive. But soon, the fog of internet overreaction cleared, and people started actually using the A400. Virtually everyone who bought one fell in love with it instantly and quickly forgot about the old 391. This is my favorite semi-auto shotgun for upland hunting. It's an A400 Explore Action, chambered for 20 gauge. This thing probably single-handedly is responsible for controlling my state's dove population. This is my wife's favorite shotgun, a beautiful A400 Upland, chambered in 20 gauge. Honestly, this is really the only shotgun she loves. She claims it has almost no recoil. And lastly, this is my Beretta A400 Extreme Plus, chambered in 12 gauge. This replaced my M2 and my Super Black Eagle 3 as my go-to waterfowl and turkey gun. This thing has never malfunctioned, and it's so soft shooting with big loads that it's just unbelievable. And these are the 3 different kickoff systems in the A400 family of shotguns. The first right here is the original A400 kickoff system like you find on the A400 Explore Action. Be mindful that this actually wasn't the first kickoff system. You know, the old 391 Extrema 2s had basically the first kickoff systems on them, but they were slightly different than this. These actually work better. They have some really good hydraulic pistons in them. But this is known as the original kickoff system, like you find on this A400 Explorer Action. And it has 2 hydraulic shock absorbers and 1 elastomer absorber. Some people don't like the feeling of this kickoff design because they don't like the feeling of the stock slightly moving under their cheek during recoil. I personally don't notice it or mind it, and I think this kickoff system works great. I think it's way better than the old Extrema 2 kickoff system. I think it's fantastic, but some critics just really don't like it. The second kickoff system is what's known as the Kickoff Plus system. This design was made so the stock would not move under the cheek during recoil. This consists of 3 elastomer shock absorbers, but some critics complained of cheek slap with this design. But once again, I've never experienced that problem. And lastly, we have what's known as the Kickoff Mega system, like you see on this A400 Extreme Plus shotgun. It has 3 hydraulic shock absorbers with a hydraulic shock in the tie rod to reduce muzzle rise. The Mega Kickoff system does provide a lot of recoil reduction and also seems to mitigate muzzle rise really good. The A400 line of shotguns are just premium in every way. You know, attention to detail on every inch of these shotguns are top notch, and there's no expense spared in its construction. You know, chromed bolts, chrome carriers, excellent exterior finishes, tight fitting components, and state-of-the-art technology is just in every shotgun you buy. An often overlooked fact about the A400 is that Beretta is also able to put that entire gas system under the forearm and still maintain a sleek, low-profile design. You know, gone are the days of those clunky, blocky gas guns. In my opinion, after a short break-in period, the A400 is extremely reliable and easy to shoot. You know, I'm a picky shotgun owner with no brand loyalty or sponsors, and impressing me isn't easy to do, but the A400 did that. I firmly believe that the A400, particularly the Extreme Plus, is a better shotgun than my M2 was. And it's a drastically better shotgun than the Super Black Eagle 3 that I had nothing but problems with. The only downside to the A400 is its price, which makes it unrealistic to a lot of hunters out there. And that brings us to the next chapter of this video. We got Troy out here busting dove today with his Beretta A300 Ultima 20 gauge. Number 6. With the release of the A400 by Beretta and the discontinuance of the 391 and 3901 Beretta family, Beretta was in dire need of a more budget-friendly semi-auto shotgun. In early 2012, the A300 hit the shelves in the United States. Unlike the A400, which took a while for hunters and and shooters to like, the A300 was an instant hit, in the minds of many people out there. It took the best attributes of the old 391 and mated them with the better gas piston system of the A400. The A300 was something that even the old Beretta purists could love. The fit and finish on the A300 obviously is inferior to the old 391, or the newer A400, but it was on par with the cheaper 3901s of the past, which were well liked. And obviously Beretta intended this A300 to replace that 3901. But I think the A300 is actually a superior model to that old 3901 because of the improved gas system on it. And, and to make the A300 even more attractive, the American version of this gun are made right here in the USA by American craftsmen. Within a couple of years after its release, the A300 Outlander became the most popular rental gun at hunting lodges, shooting ranges, and gun clubs around the world because they're cheap, reliable, and very easy to maintain. I bought my first A300 Outlander years ago when they came out with this camo pattern. I think this is Max 5 or something like that. My local hunting club was already using A300s as loaner guns, and their reliability really impressed me, especially at that price point. I actually bought this gun as a backup waterfowl gun and as a loaner gun if friends or family wanted to hunt with me. And I paid less than $500 for this gun at Dick's Sporting Goods when I bought it. When my Benelli M2 became unusable on a hunt because of an issue that turned out to be debris down in the recoil spring, I used this Outlander for a whole week, and I fired hundreds of rounds through this in wet, muddy, freezing conditions out in a blind, and this gun never hiccuped. It never missed a beat. And I don't think I've ever been so impressed with a $500 semi-auto shotgun in my life. Then Beretta really got the market fired up when they came out with the A300 Ultima, which had the same great performance as that A300 Outlander, but with a lot of the modern controls and features that you find on the A400 Extreme Plus. I told myself, if they ever came out with a 20 gauge version of that shotgun, I'm going to buy one immediately. Well, Beretta finally announced that they were coming out with a 20 gauge version in 2021. And I pulled a favor that was owed to me from a distributor. And I ended up being one of the first people in the United States to actually bring a 20 gauge A300 Ultima home with me. My son and I have been blasting doves with it for 2 seasons now, and it's been nothing short of awesome, actually. Even though this gun has never had one problem in the thousands of rounds we've put through it in the last 1.5 to 2 years, there were some trigger issues with the first batch of these A300 Ultimas, with the first batches of A300 Ultimas. There was some trigger issues with it that turned out to be that some of the hammers were subpar and they were bending slightly, causing the trigger to lock back. And I haven't had one issue with this gun, But just to be on the safe side, I did order a new hammer from Midwest Gunworks just to be on the safe side. I've been told that Beretta um, fixed the hammer issue in late 2021, and all the new guns have been perfectly fine. I asked around before making this video, and it seems like all the guns sold by the distributors in 2022 have had zero issues. But for the purposes of honesty and transparency, I think it was important for me to include that issue in this video, even though it's apparently been resolved by Beretta. But so far, between my son and I, we probably have almost 2,000 rounds through this gun. Other than cleaning the gobs of grease that were in this gun when I first brought it home and took it out of the box, other than, cleaning it initially when I brought it home, this gun has never been cleaned after we started shooting it. This gun literally eats any ammunition we put through it, and it doesn't even really seem to care about being dirty. The A300 Ultima basically has the same legendary reliability as the A300 Outlander, but it also has the improved controls and ergonomics of the A400 Extreme Plus. You see that the A300 Ultima has a kickoff system on it, even though it's not the same kickoff system as the A400. It does have a kickoff system. It has the same soft touch comb on it that the A400 Extreme Plus has. It's got a extended bolt release, which is really nice. The same kind of oversized charging handle. And it has the same receiver cutout down here that the A400 Extreme Plus has, that makes it many, many times easier to load, especially in cold weather with gloves on. Also, the A300 Ultima has the same really nice big stepped rib with a mid-sight and fiber optic bead that the A400 Extreme Plus has. The A300 Ultima is just packed with features. You basically get many of the great features that come on a top-of-the-line A400 Extreme Plus, but with that reliability of the old 391 in an American-made shotgun. I bought this gun in the summer of 2021, and I paid $650 for it, which, is an unbelievable bargain, I think, for what you get. I thought I got my money's worth. But in the year and a half since then, inflation has gone crazy, and this gun now sells for almost $800. But that's still cheaper than a Franchi Affinity 3, and this is a better gun in my opinion. And it's still a better value than the cheap Turkish semi-autos that everybody ends up buying. So when you look at the features and the quality versus the price, the A300 Ultima is still the best value around for a semi-auto shotgun in my opinion. But I urge you not to be delusional. If you ever handled a Beretta A400, a top-tier Browning shotgun, or a Benelli Ethos, you know that no sub $1,400 shotgun will ever hold a candle to the fit, finish, and attention to detail on those premium shotguns. The A300 Ultima should be compared to mid-price shotguns, between $700 and $1,200. Your Franchis and your Winchester SX4 are mid-tier shotguns. The difference is that the A300 Ultima is similar or better than those guns at a cheaper price. Some might even argue that the A300 Action is more reliable than any of today's premium shotguns. So cheaper doesn't mean unreliable. The real difference between a premium and a mid-tier shotgun isn't necessarily reliability or performance. It all comes down to fit, finish, and details, which is very expensive to achieve. And let's talk about the cheaper finishes on a lot of these budget or mid-tier shotguns. As I've said in past videos, when a manufacturer offers a cheaper version of a gun, corners get cut on the finish first. A high quality finish on a gun is a very expensive process, so it's always the first thing to go on a cheaper gun. This plain A300 Ultima has basically a parkerized barrel on it. And if you don't regularly wipe down parkerized surfaces with oil, they look like crap. Dry parkerized finishes will show every micro scratch and often look splotchy on it. So you need to keep parkerized surfaces well oiled if you want them to look good for a long time. My advice with budget-minded shotguns is to get the camo pattern or Cerakoted version of the gun if you don't like the parkerized look. The camo pattern is basically a coating over a coating, so they tend to wear much better and rust less than a cheap standard finish will. Also be mindful that the A300 Ultima kickoff system is the really old system that was used on the 391 Extrema 2. Ignore this fake little chevron right here that makes it look like a kickoff plus style stock. It's not the same kickoff system that you get with the A400. So other than that bad batch of trigger hammers that came on the first batch of A300 Ultimas back in 2021, the A300 family of shotguns has more than a 10-year track record of ultra reliable performance for a good price. And the A300 Ultima that replaced the Outlander is even better. Discriminating hunters with a big budget are definitely going to be more inclined to like the A400 series of semi-auto shotguns. But hunters that want a great shotgun but have a limited budget are going to definitely prefer the A300 Ultima. Both these shotguns are reliable bird-killing machines. The extra attention to detail, the better fit and finish, and the better barrel on the A400 is going to be important to some people, but the value of the A300 is going to be more important to others. I hope this video gives you a better understanding of the differences between Beretta's two current semi-auto shotgun families. In the end, it all comes down to budget, value, and fit. Fit is actually the most important attribute behind reliability, and these Beretta shotguns, they aren't going to fit everyone. So always handle a shotgun before buying it. Well, I want to thank you for watching, and as always, good hunting.